streets of gold. You've been singing about that already tonight. I wonder if you realize that that means the streets will be white. Because pure gold is white. It's the impurities that make it yellow or red or green. There are different shades of gold, but pure gold is white. Clean white streets of gold. And what is rare down here will be quite common in that city. Things that are jewels and rare precious stones here, those are the building materials which will be used up there. And now I want to show you a proof that the Bible is the Word of God. An absolute proof. Because of those stones, those gems of which the New Jerusalem will be built. I got this information from the president of the Emerald Foundation in Britain, who'd worked with jewels all his life. And he made a unique discovery about 25 or 30 years ago, because by then we could make pure light. Now hitherto we weren't able to make pure light. All of the light in this room is coming at us from different angles. It's bouncing off reflective surfaces. It's coming from all directions, and the waves are crisscrossing from all these sources of floodlights and so on. But they discovered years ago first polarized light. And if you've had polarized sunglasses, you know that they filter out bounced light. You look at the waves of the sea and you can see them much more clearly because all the flashing light off the waves is cut out by the filter of the Polaroid lenses. And therefore, if you take two lenses from a pair of spectacles and put them on top of each other, it goes much darker, and then turn one at right angles, you've got a much finer grid to filter light through. It's cutting out from two directions. Are you still with me? Now, of course, we now have laser light, which is even purer and runs very straight. But cross-polarized light was available to this man, and he wondered what would happen if he took a thin slice of precious stones and shone cross-polarized light through them to see what would happen, to try and find out what happens to gemstones in purer light than they're normally seen in. And he made an astonishing discovery, which is now widely accepted, of course, in science, that precious stones are of two distinct kinds. The technical term is anisotropic and isotropic. But the difference between them is this. If you take an isotropic precious stone and put it in pure light, it loses all its color, all its brilliance, looks like a piece of coal, loses all its attraction. But if you take anisotropic stones, as they're called, cut a thin slice, cross-polarized light through them, whatever color they are to begin with, red, green, or blue, they turn into all the colors of the rainbow and the most astonishingly beautiful patterns. And then this dear man read the book of Revelation, and he found that all the stones mentioned in Revelation as the building materials of the New Jerusalem are anisotropic. In pure light, they become breathlessly beautiful, all the colors of the rainbow. And none of the isotropic stones are mentioned. Now, I've got some disappointment for you ladies. Diamonds are isotropic. No use taking them with you to heaven. They won't even sparkle. They will look like a piece of coal dust. And if, like me, you've had a ruby wedding and given your wife a ruby, that's no good either. And garnets are no good either. But all the 12 precious stones of the New Jerusalem are anisotropic and beautiful in pure light, and there they are. The top 12 stones are the 12 stones of the New Jerusalem. The bottom line, well, there's a diamond. Diamonds are forever? Never. And here are rubies, garnets there. But look at the stones of the New Jerusalem. Now here's the proof the Bible is the Word of God. That has been discovered in the last 25 years. Before that, nobody knew which was which. And you could sell them all, whichever they were, to ladies who loved jewelry at great price. But there was one person who knew this 2,000 years ago, and it wasn't John the Apostle. It was the one who revealed the revelation to him. There is no way that John could have guessed those stones. No way. But God knew all about it. And to me, that alone would tell me that the Bible came from the Lord above, who made them all. And he knew which stones would be right for his New Jerusalem.